All right, well here we are demonstrating the WatsonMIDI app, and we're first going to demonstrate with the USB to MIDI cable on the iPad M3. And so first of all, on your USB to MIDI cable, you're going to have an in and an out. And on most of the cables, almost always, the in goes to the out and the out goes to the in. So I do have that in the help center in the app. So then you're going to locate the MIDI jacks, and on this Peterson ICS, they are in right underneath here. So under instrument out, I'm plugging in the MIDI in, and on the instrument in, I'm doing the MIDI out. And there we go. All right, so those are in. And then the USB-C is going to go in here. We'll go ahead and open the app first. So right now it shows no MIDI connection, and if I hit key data, there's no MIDI key data. So so I will plug this in, and the app is designed to scan and find the MIDI cable. And so then at that point, right underneath the ready button, you can hit some keys and it'll light up right here and show you that it's receiving MIDI data. And then there's also a green connected there. But before we go too far, you can also go to settings and to the MIDI monitor, and then hit some keys, and you can take stops on and off and get that. Make sure the MIDI data is coming into the app. So then we're going to go back to the player, and I'm just going to hold just a few chords to demonstrate, but you want to make sure all stops are off, the swell, crescendo, expression shoes are closed, so everything is in the off state, the off position. So then you're going to hit record first, and then we're going to just hit just a piston that's going to bring down some registration. And I hit canceled everything, and now we're going to hit stop. Once you hit stop on the app, it's going to pop up with the save recording window, and we're just going to name it, we'll just call it where we're at, and we'll just say 10, and then we hit save recording. So at that point, what you just recorded is still loaded over here on the sidebar. You'll see KEW for Kiwani 10, and it shows everything's still connected, and so we're just going to hit play and listen to what it recorded. That is the recording and playback functions of this app. Okay, now that we have our recording captured and recorded, and we named it for our location and then just gave it a number, we're going to go into the library and find it. So we just want to make sure that we're kind of on the all folder if you didn't put it into a specific location when you recorded it, which we did not. So up at the top here we have the folders, all, general, and then some other locations that we've been testing. So we're going to go here and we're going to search for what we just recorded, and it was KEW10, and so there it is. So, and from there you can hold in on it and select it, so it just kind of puts a check mark by it. You can move it to a folder, you can add it to a service. So let's do that. We'll just move to folder, and we already have a folder called Kiwani, so we're going to select Kiwani, And now if we go check Kiwani, so we're going to clear out the search, and we're going to come to Kiwani, and we'll just make sure it is there. And there it is. So we're in the Kiwani folder. We've searched for it. It's there. You can also sort by many different ways in the library, like last played or alphanumerical, or lots of options to organize your recordings from folder to naming conventions and naming the recordings, whatever you need to. So then we got services. So we're going to go into services next, and there's just a couple default ones in here: Christmas Eve and Sunday morning service. So just and all these can be named, deleted, or renamed, or you can add new services real easily. So we'll just add a test service here. So we're going to name it next Sunday. And we're going to give it a date, we'll just say the 25th. So, and we're going to hit create service. So there our next service is created. So we're just going to go in there. And in there also you can just add recordings. So you can add recordings from there, or you can add recordings from the library into any service. So you would just go through and multi-select. And so there we have 5 recordings for this service. We'll just put that, and then it changes to the screen. It shows you that service is selected, or that playlist. And then it comes up and gives us an option to use this service, and then that would load it onto the front play record screen, or the transport screen. And then a really neat feature here is share. So if the organist wants to share this with the church, they can hit share. And at that point, it comes up with an option, a completely new idea, for organists to protect their intellectual property. So they have an option they can share it one time, so the church can play that full service one time. They can do limited plays. So then you can go into and you can select 3, 5, 7, 10, or 20. And then the other option is they could also keep forever. Okay. So keep forever. So let's say the church is like, yeah, we would really like to keep this service forever, and they would make an arrangement on that. So then at that point we just hit share protected, and this is AES 256 encrypted. So that's going to then load this animation and give you an indicator of building and compressing and encrypting the file to share. And then at that point, it comes up with options to airdrop or email that service, so those 5 recordings, to whoever you need to share that with. And then that device will then have, it has built in to show that, if you selected 5 recordings, 5 plays, then it will count down in the app as well. So then the last menu item on the left here in settings, we're just going to go take a look at settings. Up at the top, it'll tell you basically what tier you're on. This one is on Symphony tier with all features unlocked. And then quickly is your connection type. So it will say what you're connected to, scan for devices, and auto connect can be checked on and off. You can change tempo, velocity, transpose. You can loop playback, so if you want just a song to keep looping. And then we have backup, the import export, so you can import MIDI files. You could create an entire backup of your library, and then the app uninstalls as long as you have that saved in a couple different places. Then you can just go into import WatsonMIDI files, import, brings all your library back, all your folders back, puts everything back into its location. Then we have for the DRM, protected content, and you can go manage your licenses. So whatever content has been shared with you, it'll show you how many plays you have left, or if it's shared forever, it'll at least show you. It'll show you all the details about your management. And then we just got the quick start guide and the tutorial help center. And then the MIDI monitor is really useful because you can go in there and then hit some hit some keys, and it'll let you know that, hey, yes, I am seeing MIDI data coming from your instrument. So that's very useful for kind of troubleshooting. And that wraps that up. Okay, we also wanted to demonstrate the CME wide-eye jack. It's a Bluetooth module that works with the app. This one's been tested and does work, note for note, stop for stop. So the app right now has no connection to it. And this system, the MIDI ports have power on them, so this does not need an external power. So we're going to plug this in, and when we plug it in, it will auto connect with our MIDI connection. It'll go to blue to let you know it has power. So right there it starts to blink. And once it goes solid, then that means it has connected in the app. So it shows MIDI connected, and underneath that it says wide-eye jack Bluetooth. And then as a test, you can just always go to settings and come down to the MIDI monitor and hit some keys and hit some stops and make sure it is seeing MIDI messages come into the app, and it is. So and then as a test, or as we'll just go ahead and record a piece, just a simple piece. Make sure everything is off. We'll hit stop. And we'll name it. And so it's just going in the general category, which is fine. So we'll just hit save recording and make sure all stops are off. We're still connected. We're going to hit play.